yeah, so I don't know what about him, but he's just really struggling this year. Part of the reason might be that he got hit with a line drive in the head a few years ago in 2017 and missed a little bit of time. You got a concussion from that. Maybe it's a part of the mental side of not wanting to get hit in the head again, of course. But I just don't understand how he's just like fallen from the heights of what he has recently. But yeah, he is our only lefty starter right now, which is not great. So of course you want to see lefties are really effective most of the time if they're actually good. Of course, that's with all pitchers. So if they can get a good lefty pitcher in the draft, and one of their many, many draft picks, there are 8 in the top 100 picks, then they are going to they're going to be successful. There's so many players that they can pick, and this is a strong draft class. There's definitely been better ones, but right now I think there's just so many players. I think I was watching college baseball this morning. I think 7 or 8 of the top draft prospects that are going to go in that first round are all playing in regionals, and we're all doing well. But yeah, it's just a tough break when your pitchers are underperforming and your offense can't reach what it should be. It just doesn't make much sense. They really started off great, and of course it didn't last. They have fallen off since. At only they were 4 or 5 games above 500. Now I don't think they are above 500. I think they're maybe 1 game above, but yeah, they're currently 30 and 30. They're sitting at 4th in the NL West, which not good. They should be in 3rd, I think. They're only a half game back from the Padres. The Padres have played less games, and they're a game and a half back from the Rockies. They're 11 games back from the Dodgers. No one's going to catch them. I don't think it's going to get close. But yeah. So another part I wanted to touch on in this episode of Rattle Up is all-star voting for the MLB. Because, of course, the Diamondbacks have had a few players I think are doing really well. I definitely could see some starters. And right now I'm just going to go through and give an outline of my bracket. And the Diamondbacks that I realistically think can make it. Of course, I want all the Diamondbacks to make it, but I don't, of course, think they will. It's not the Cubs from 2016 and the Royals from 2015. They're not going to all make it. Okay, so starting out with catcher, we definitely don't have a good enough catcher to be starting. So I don't think it's gonna matter. Our catcher's not gonna start. Our first baseman isn't gonna start. For the NL, I could see there's a lot of players I would like to see in the starting spot. Paul Goldschmidt is definitely one I noticed there. I think I'm going to have to go with Josh Bell for the starting position. He's doing really well. And, yeah. So, off to second base. Ketel Marte is considered a second baseman by the bracket, by the voting. I think he could realistically make it if he has a crazy few weeks leading up to the All-Star game. And before the final votes come out, he might be a final vote candidate. Eduardo Escobar is another player that I think he has the least amount of chance of any of the people I'm going to talk about in this video, in this episode. But he's hitting .288 with 15 home runs, 48 RBIs, and a .913 OPS. He's definitely not going to start. He might be a bench. But moving on to shortstop, if there is such thing as a defensive all-star, then I think we would have Ahmed. But he's not gonna be. So I think for shortstop, we gotta go with the, in my opinion, the easy pick, which is, I can't find him on the ballot. There he is, Paul DeJong out of St. Louis. He's just been doing the best. Catcher, I already mentioned, they're not going to be starting. They're not going to have a catcher from our team. JT Realmuto, because, I don't know. There's not a lot of good offensive. Wilson Contreras, not many good offensive options there. And then out to the outfield, there's 3 picks. So I just got to find Peralta right away. Definitely Peralta is going to be one. Adam Jones, I changed my mind about Escobar. Adam Jones probably has the least amount of chance. He's just being really surprising this year. He's pitching a lot. He's hitting a lot better than I expected him to. I didn't expect him to start. But he's going to be one of my picks for maybe, most likely not. But, and then, of course, my last vote in the NL, I've got to go with, is Bellinger an outfielder? Yeah. Cody Bellinger, the Dodger, you got to put him in. And then for pitchers, I think I can make it in. Zach Greinke, I definitely think has a chance at being a all-star, which is, of course, isn't picked by the players, but by the fans. But I asked in a group chat about the Diamondbacks that I am in, what kind of players that they would like to see get drafted. And I already touched over pitching, but they mentioned they would like to see some outfielders be drafted by the Diamondbacks this season. Michael Busch, he is a first baseman / outfielder out of North Carolina. He's the 26th top prospect in the draft according to MLB Pipeline. And he's just a strong player. He is a 50 overall, 6 feet tall, 207 pounds, 21 years old. He was not previously drafted, but he has a huge bat, and he's a power bat, 55 power according to the rankings. Not a great arm, and decent fielding, but another player that I could see us potentially taking, Cameron Misner. He is a lefty bat, throws lefty, previously drafted 2016 in the 33rd round. He's out of Missouri, 6'4", 219 pounds, 21 years old, 50 overall on the ratings again, and just a power bat, much stronger arm. I'd like to see him picked by according to the power scouting rankings. He's got speed, he's got an arm, he's got fielding, and he's just a good two-way player. Another player right around Cameron Misner in the rankings is Maurice Hampton. He is a high school student out of Memphis, Tennessee, 17 years old, 6 feet tall, 195 pounds. He's currently committed to Louisiana State. He's a right-handed bat, right-handed arm. He's the fastest one I've looked at. He's got a good arm, good fielding, and decent hitting and power. But he is also 17. He's got more years to develop his skills. He's got less years to develop, and then than other players, college players, have gotten. So, of course, I'm excited looking into this draft, but sadly, I'm going to have to wrap it up and end it up. So, if you want more updates on Diamondbacks, make sure you join us back next Sunday and follow me on Twitter follow me, Chris Sumner, on Twitter at csumner710. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Chris_Sumner710. Make sure you listen to the Ivy coming up right after me. And make sure you join me back next week. Thank you for listening.